What's up YouTube, ODST General, back again with some Into the Flames. Now, it's been a little bit since I last covered this title. Actually, it's not even really been that long. I'm used to saying it's been a little bit, but it's only been a couple weeks, if that. But a lot has changed since my last video. They came out with a really big update, a whole bunch of new apparatus, new menus, new emergencies, a new fire station, all sorts of stuff. Basically, almost a near complete overhaul of the game since my last video. So now when you load into the game, instead of just going into single player, you automatically go into a multiplayer lobby search, and then from there you have the option to load an offline game from the bottom, which is kind of nice. It, I think, kind of promotes a little bit more multiplayer gameplay, I think. But for the sake of this video and recording, I'm just playing by myself here. I didn't want anybody to join and possibly muck things up. You can also control the number of emergencies now, which is also a nice new function. That was something I kind of griped about in my last video, was having a bunch of calls going on at once and impacting performance. Some other performance changes were made, but that's a nice addition, and it's really something that's also not necessary to have 3 calls going at once when you're playing by yourself. Even if you're playing with other people, a lot of times you're going to be focused only on one call, but having the option to control that is very welcome. So one of our new trucks here we have is the this tanker here, and I can't remember how to get inside this guy. That was E or F. It's neither of those though, is it? What is it? I can't remember, guys. Gosh, I can't believe I forgot the controls to this already. I always forget them so fast. It's oh, it's probably because I have the tools, isn't it? I bet that's what it is. Yeah, that was because I had tools. I'm stupid. Alright, anyways, yeah, so here's the new tanker. Very cool looking truck. You know, it's nice to have kind of the long nose truck. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be in the style of. I don't know if that's like based off of Peterbilt or what that is. I'm actually not. Yeah, I don't know what that would be, or maybe a Mack or something. I don't know. I'm not familiar with like every fire truck manufacturer. I know a lot of the people who make semis tend to make fire truck and ambulance bodies too, but I also know there's like unique ones that you don't necessarily see as common semis, like Rosenbauer and stuff like that. So I don't really know what frame that's kind of inspired by, because some of these are obviously based off of like Internationals and stuff like that. But I think I'm probably getting a little bit sidetracked. But, you know, give you guys your light show here, because I know you guys all like that stuff just as much as I do. Yeah, I'm definitely digging this so far, though. This update's been pretty awesome. So they did add a new fire station, so there's station number 2 now. Unfortunately, you can't assign yourself properly to each station, so even though you spawn in at station 3 by default still, when I click station 3, it assigns me to station 2. When I click station 2, it also assigns me to station 2. Also, removing the trucks doesn't work properly either, so that's unfortunately an issue. And then for whatever reason, spawning on truck 2 spawns you in the passenger side. So let's go ahead and pull this engine out. Very awesome engine, definitely dig this thing. Such a big fan of this design. This is probably my new, my favorite apparatus that was newly added to the game. I really like this design, but I'm somewhat biased. You guys will notice too there is some lagging and that there is no pavement. So unlike Station 3, which loads up really quick right now, Station 2 does not load in fully immediately. So you guys are seeing some lag spikes as it tries to load in all elements. There is also a disclaimer at the start that you should be playing on an SSD. This is located on a standard hard drive with my primary Steam games folder, so something to bear in mind while you are watching this and while you are playing it is that it is recommended to play this on an SSD. One of the new cool things is the special ops. So I haven't had a chance to use this, but there is contamination and stuff that you guys will have to deal with now playing this. So I don't think any other emergency game has done decontamination stuff yet. So this is actually pretty cool. This is a unique feature of into the flames for the time being, but you get a decontent that you can place down. You can walk under to decontaminate yourself, and you've got your hazmat suits to protect you and stuff. So, all very cool. Click the decontent here. Unfortunately, remove all doesn't work on the decontent in the hazmat suit, so you gotta remove them that way. I did get called though, and I mean there's other stuff to look at, but let's go ahead and take a look at that call. So we've got hazardous gas alarm. So this actually sounds like an appropriate call for this special ops truck. So we're going to assign ourselves to that and hop in here, and I guess we'll head out that way. Right, got to take it off park. I always forget it's different in all these games. So yeah, driving is a lot smoother. Still not quite used to it. I mean, it's a little bit different than other emergency games. Still feels a little slidey, but definitely liking it over the last build a lot more, so it's definitely getting a lot closer. I actually think I prefer this even to Emerge NYC. I mean, at least out on these country roads, it feels like it's a little bit easier to control the vehicle, even if it tends to feel a little bit maybe lighter than it should. A little bit slidier than it should. But, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. Certain parts of Emerge NYC I like, certain parts I don't. It's just, with regards to the vehicle handling, that is. So one of the changes they did is they shifted loading from when you're in these areas out to the country roads outside of them, which was probably a smart move. I mean, you're still going to get like lagging and stuff, but it's probably better before you get into these calls. So it looks like the call's in here. I didn't look at the address too closely. Looks like it's one of these two houses here. Alright, so we got hazardous gas. I'm guessing that's not like a... oh, I forgot to put this in park. It does it automatically though. I'm guessing it's probably not like a issue of like contaminated gas. More than likely it's just like a like CO2 emissions or something. So we're going to go ahead and get our CVA, and we'll get a gas meter. So you can see the gas meter displaying in the upper right hand corner. So the mask does show a little bit around the top, which I'm not a big fan of. You can kind of see that on the right hand side, which is worse because your attention gets called to it pretty easily. Thankfully the door's not locked. I should have grabbed tools before I came in here, but it's fine. So we are getting an increase as we walk around in CO levels. Excuse me, door. So I'm not really sure how to handle this. I've actually not done one of these calls here. I don't know if it seems extensive to a bit much to try and cut the roof open. I feel like it's maybe that's a gas meter in the back here, but I don't. They're like gas controls. I don't know, because I don't remember those being on the house before. I feel like that's what that is that's the cut off the gas, but I don't know how to do that. So let's go take a look at our tools here on the truck and see if there's something on here that can be used as a utility. So we've got the special ops. We don't need that. Well, let's grab a Halligan. And a fan, I guess, maybe. I don't know. We'll set the fan up. I don't know how to cut the gas, so we'll start this and we'll try to get the gas out. Oh, right, I forgot. Sometimes it takes a minute with the click. I don't know if gas will affect your character or not, or if there's an issue there, so let's go without our mask and see. So, I mean, it does seems to be changing kind of randomly. It's spiking here and there. It definitely seems to be the residence where this is happening. I really feel like this is where this is handled, but I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a tool on the special ops truck. Because that's actually a hazmat, or the rescue or whatever, but there's like a special ops like tool truck, but I don't know if that comes with any special tools to like cut gas lines and stuff. I don't think. I could be assuming wrong. I mean, there's a spot to ventilate the roof, but I'm pretty sure that's just if a fire were to spawn at this residence or whatever. I don't think there's actually anything cutting the roof open or anything like that would do. But I don't see any other options. My graphics are also still a little bit lower, but yeah, performance seems to be pretty well improved over the last build, even though some stuff was removed kind of at the cost of graphics a little bit. The smoother experience is definitely pretty nice. It feels like it's, yeah, it still needs work, but I mean, obviously they're going to continue with that work carrying forward, and I mean, you know, you never know with other games. You look at Emerge NYC, and that was something I was very much on board with when it came out, and I've become very critical, but you know, with the newer build of that, it was actually pretty enjoyable. I might end up covering that here pretty soon, but my point being is you never know where these projects are going to go. Yeah, this has to be, I just don't know what to do with it. I'm sure somebody else knows, or there's like a tool or something that I should be using. I don't know what that would be. Left clicking's not doing anything, right clicking's not doing anything. Let's double check the settings menu and see if there's any indicators in there. Use tool, left mouse button, which we've tried. Interact, I've pressed E, it's not doing anything. So yeah, there isn't really much that can be done, unfortunately. Which is a bummer, but what you gonna do, you know? Actually, I guess the call's showing out here in the front yard, but it's got to be this house. There's nothing else around that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't know. The fan's not clearing anything out. So getting like 20 parts per million or whatever, but yeah, this doesn't seem to be interactable. There is no other furniture or utilities in the house that can be interacted with or shut off, so if there is something else here, I'm pretty oblivious to it, so we're going to go ahead and pick up our fan. And we're just going to take that back, and we'll force end this call. So maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. One of the things I ran into is with this tool switching is that my keybind wasn't set up properly. When it first came out, it's not like it was erased, it was just never set up. It was supposed to be R by default, but I'm not sure quite what happened there, but it just wasn't working. I had to set it up manually. So this could be another instance of that, where for some reason it's just not working as intended, and it's working for other people, maybe not me. I don't know. So we'll go ahead and end our current call. Let's force a new call real quick here. What time is it? We're at 13 minutes. So we'll see if something popped up and disappeared. Okay. Let's see what the cat's saying. So we've got a car fire in the industrial area. So the industrial area was one of the bigger focuses for this patch. This is actually pretty nice. So we're going to back out of here. I need to practice backing up in the same ways. Having the reverse on a completely separate gear is weird to me. I'm just not used to it. Actually, I should be taking, if I was smart, one of the other engines, but we'll bring this one out, and then if we need to, we'll just spawn back in the other engine and take that over. I think there's an extinguisher on here. Hopefully there should be, but we'll try to use that since it's just a car fire. If it was a bigger fire, like a structure fire of some kind, I'd definitely be... oh, shoot, that's the wrong turn. I'd definitely be more strongly in favor of taking out one of the engines, but it seems kind of unnecessary at this point. But we'll assess the situation once we get out there. So basically heading back out towards Station 2, or close to it, because that's where the industrial area is. We've also got a prison area, which I've not really looked at since that was added either, so that's kind of an interesting thing too. I'm kind of curious what sort of calls we'll see come out of that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very happy with how this is progressing, though. I'm definitely looking forward to its continued progress, because it is very rapidly developing, but the thing is that you look at these titles, and a lot of these titles, when I say these titles, I mean early access in general, but also especially first responder games, they tend to develop very quickly early on, and then they slow down as more advanced features and stuff get added in. Kind of lagging here a lot. Missed my my turn trying to slow down. But yeah, not so much the back roads there that was loading in, but that's fine. Not a big deal yet. So it looks like we've got some sort of storage lockers here, or some sort of I don't know, car lot or something. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of cars parked here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a garage or a car dealership, more than likely, I guess. Ooh, it's 2 cars. That's not good. It's not quite expecting 2 cars, but that's fine. Let's get SCBA, and we'll throw our mask on. It's probably not necessary for a car fire, but throw it on nonetheless. So with regards to this extinguisher, I haven't really used this before. I don't know if it's got limited supply or not. I don't see any indicators for limited supply, although with the real fire extinguisher, you're not going to get any indicators either. And if this game's going for immersion, that's going to be kind of the case, is you're not necessarily going to see those indicators, which I think is good. You know, obviously, flashing lights does that, but flashing lights takes a far more casual approach to the first responder genre in general here. But I think we got our car fires put out here. Nice, easy call. We're about 17 minutes now. This will probably be our last call, I think. We didn't really do too much. Unfortunately, that first call is kind of a bust, and I feel like it's probably operator error is what I'm leaning towards, but I'm not really sure if that's operator error or not. But we got to take out the new engine. We'll go ahead, and I think we'll just double check. I'll show you guys the other engines I haven't shown off, since we have a little bit of extra time for this video. We're a little bit shorter than we usually do. So let's go ahead. Pretty close by the station here. If I can find it again, would definitely be lost, but try to find it and then show off the other stuff. I forget. I think they said they might have added blinkers, and I'm not sure if I'm getting that confused with Emerge NYC or not. I think Emerge NYC maybe added it. I don't know if they've added it in here. And get confused with other games and stuff, but there's the station. So we're just gonna go ahead and cheat and pull up right here instead of pulling up where we should. And we'll hop out, and we'll go to our tab menu, go to our stations, and we're gonna remove a truck. We're gonna remove truck 2. So you see I clicked remove truck 1. Truck 1's over at the other station, over at station 3, so it doesn't do anything, unfortunately, over here. This other truck's still here, so that still needs to be adjusted and changed, but obviously with the whole fire station thing being broken anyways, it doesn't really matter too much. So you can see we've got engine 1, engine 2. So engine 1 is this guy here. So this was already in the game previously, but this is an updated model of basically the original vehicle they had in. So this is, like I said, kind of that international style frame. It's a very short engine, kind of more of a rural style fire engine, kind of. This is pretty similar to the tankers we used in my my very brief time with the fire department, but the department I served on basically used these as tankers, maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit different design to the actual water tanks. But yeah, kind of a neat truck. Not my favorite personally. I like engine 2 a little bit more, but yeah, everybody's got their preferences, and I think some people are definitely going to prefer that to the other engine design. So I'm going to click some wrong buttons here before we get back in. So engine 2 you guys have already seen. I already showed you off the tanker, the heavy rescues behind me. So the only other one that they added that you guys haven't seen is the special ops, which is also on that international style frame. This one's a fair bit bigger, it feels like. I don't know if cab's bigger or not. I feel like that's super sized up though. That's gotta be upscaled. That can't be the right size, can it? Maybe. Looking at the door, it looks right. It's just like looking at the hood and the grill and stuff. That looks so huge. It's a cool truck though. I mean, there's not much to say about it. I mean, it's got all the special ops stuff, so it's got that D content. It's got the roof ops stuff, so you know you've got the same stuff that your ladder truck has. You've got your hand tools, so basically everything that you've got in the other trucks that this thing carries, and so kind of as a jack of all trades truck. It doesn't have a water supply. It doesn't have a ladder built into it, so it's not going to be ideal for every situation. But on bigger calls where you need more tools or whatever, this is going to be a great truck to bring along. Maybe if you just don't like the design of the Rescue or something, or just want to use something different, this is kind of a nice little addition for the sake of that. I didn't do this with the other engine. I forgot to hop in, but let's go ahead and hop in here and turn on the lights for you guys too on this one. So no light bar on this guy, just some basic lights here and there, so nothing too crazy. But a pretty nice truck overall. Like I said, a little concerned over the actual user functionality, but when you're coming down to options and stuff, and that's really what it's all about, is just having the option to use these different trucks and people having their preferences and stuff to respond with what they want. Even in Emerge NYC, where they have units that are getting dispatched out, you're technically free to use whatever the heck you want on a call and approach that call however you feel necessary. So just having extra options and stuff is always welcome in these mods. And eventually we'll see the different styles and stuff enter into effect. I don't know if the dev team's going to just do themselves different textures or how that's going to work, but based off the previous build, they had like Chicago style vehicles and New York and LA and stuff like that, and even like European kind of style. So pretty excited for that personally. I think my favorite's gonna be Chicago. I just really like the black. Well, I don't even know if you can call it as much black as Chicago uses trim, but I really like Chicago's style of trucks a lot. They're fairly unique while also being pretty traditional still too. Yeah, I know, but that's really all there is. I mean, there's a ton of updates, guys. We're of course going to keep covering this, just like flashing lights, Emerge NYC. We'll keep tracking the game over time. I'll kind of try to keep you guys updated on its progress. And like I said, as far as Emerge NYC goes, since I've been kind of comparing this to it a lot, is Emerge NYC has actually been playable with this last update, or last couple updates. I went back and played it for the first time in a couple weeks since the Brooklyn update came out, and I kind of given up all hope on it, and Frank kind of convinced me to play. And it was fun. It was a little bit here and there, but for the most part it was staying steadily at 30 frames, which isn't great, but considering that normally I'm getting like 5 to 10 frames on there, 30 frames is awesome, especially when there's calls and stuff going. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite part of the update for Into the Flames? And more importantly, since we were talking about the customization of fire trucks here, what's the proper color for a fire truck in your opinion? I was just reading an article where they were saying that there is a significantly higher chance of a red fire truck being hit versus a higher visibility color, such as like highlighter yellow, kind of like what's on the striping or whatever, the high visibility striping of the turnout gear. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you guys all for changing fire truck colors for safety, or are you guys traditional diehard fire trucks are supposed to be red and that truck's yellow because it's sick? That's another story for a different time if you guys want to know it. Alright guys, that's all I got for you this time though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.